Evening. This is Mike with the Bench Jeweler. I am the Bench Jeweler, and our website is mybenchjeweler.com. We manufacture a number of different kinds of tools. This particular one here is a pneumatic engraver handpiece right here, and tonight we're going to go through this foot valve that controls the pneumatic engraver handpiece. The reason that I want to go through this is because it's a little bit complicated, and when you buy just the pedal, which is what they come in a little box like this, there's no instructions whatsoever. I wonder why. Maybe it's where it's being imported. But anyway, so I wanted to explain a little bit about that to you. Originally, I was using these barbs. I'll open one up here for you. Air barbs, I guess they call them. And I wasn't real happy with them. They stick out, and it's hard to ship them when you're selling the whole engraver kit. And these are the barbs that I used to connect to the compressor, from the compressor to the foot valve, and from the foot valve to the another air filter with a water trap on it, and then from that to the engraver. And you start buying all these, and it gets a little confusing, or whatever. Anyway, so these are what I was using. And I was using wire ties to connect them, and worked pretty good. It worked pretty good, but there are some problems with it. So these were the little barbs I was using. I was using these for the to tie the air hoses to each individual unit component, and it works fine, but these are always in the way. They got a sharp edge. You got a sharp edge on them, you know. So I didn't much care for these, and I'll show you a picture. This is how I was doing it originally. This is now this excuse me. This valve here is one that I had to modify to make it work, and I wasn't real pleased with it. I never have been, and I still don't like it. But you know, for my own work, when I first built the engravers, I was building what they call pulse engravers, and I never had a lot of luck with them. They just didn't have enough power. And you can get along with them, and yes, they'll do some beautiful work. But I just always wanted more power than what those were capable of delivering. So we've come up with a better way of doing things now. So what I started to do second was these little fellas here. And these are just little clamps, and they're plastic, and you just clamp it around your hose and snap it on. And they are removable, sort of. You can twist them off like that, and that will release them, but they're not really meant to. Once you put them on, they're meant to stay on. And you just put your hose on with this clamp, and it goes around that and clamps it down. These work pretty fair, but you're still stuck with these big barbs, the big barb here. And that's one of the things I didn't like, packing all the equipment up into boxes, and these barbs are sticking out, you know. So the idea is to sell you an engraving kit, complete, ready to go. All you gotta do is plug it into your air compressor, and you're ready to go. Nothing else needed. So anyway, so we'll get rid of that. And what I found are these Utah pneumatic valve hose connectors. They make another kind called Temco, but I didn't buy those. I bought the Utah, and these work really well. So once you screw these in and get them nice and tight, now this one here is for if you want to connect a 3/8" hose to your foot pedal. This is the way you would go, and you see that goes in, and they lock in. Now I haven't had any problem with them, but I always caution you, make sure that you don't run over about 35 to 40 pounds of air pressure, because that's all these hand pieces need. 20 is plenty, believe me. 20 pounds of air pressure runs this pretty decent. Anyway, these are called Utah pneumatic hose connectors, and I kind of like them. So now on to business. I have sold a number of these foot pedals, just a foot pedal itself. Ours are set up to operate on the APG 2520 pneumatic engraver handpiece. But you can use this for any pulse graver, whatever you want. So, and since we're selling them, it's a little hard to figure out just exactly how these have to hook up. So I did this video tonight to show you how that's done. So if you're buying just the control valve of the foot pedal, we'll go ahead and run this up. I'll run the air compressor so it's filling up. But you put your Utah hose connector in A on the back side here. See if we can get in there a little closer. I don't know if you can see that or not. Alright, so you have a connector on A, and you have a plug on B, blocked it, B for blocking it, and P for the air compressor, or the compressor. So this one goes from the air compressor to the P, and this goes from the this would normally go to your air valve with a water trap on it, and then from there that filter would go to your engraver handpiece, your pneumatic engraver handpiece. So that's how that's set up. So if you buy one of these, you can always go to our website now and know that A is for the pneumatic handpiece, or goes to the air filter with the water trap. We sell a complete kit, or you can buy individual pieces, and P goes to the compressor, and then this one here is blocked. And if you buy it from us, then it's all set up to begin with, but then you know how it's done. Okay, enough said on all that. This does work. We are running about 25 pounds of air. So, but I would recommend going to your an air filter with a water trap on it. Now I have bought another valve that is controllable, that you can take off of the air filter, control and run it through a bleeder valve is what it really is, and you can adjust the amount of power coming off of that. So you have 2 or 3 different ways, and I'm going to demonstrate that at a later date. But it's just a off-on valve, and you can control the amount of airflow going through it. And some guy on one of the comments suggested that we might do that. So I bought one. They're about 12 bucks. But I'm going to hook that up to this whole system once, and I'll put a regular filter on it. Then we'll check that out. See, and I think what it'll do is it'll allow us to fine-tune the pneumatic engraver even closer. So, with that, enough said. So that does it. So now we'll go on to just a little bit more. this is your pneumatic handpiece, APG 2520. And it does not need a box or a special compressor that's modified with the valve reeds removed and a push-pull system. This uses a standard air compressor. So you could, like I'm doing tonight, run it from your foot feed. If you've got a foot valve of any kind that regulates, you can go directly to your to the engraver and operate it. So this is not going through other than the air compressor filters. This is a regulator. This is there's just plenty of power. So, do these need to be cleaned once in a while? Yeah. If air gets into the barrel, it wouldn't hurt once in a while just to flush it out a little bit with some oil. And I just used a very light grade machine oil, 3-in-1 oil maybe, gun oil, any of those. And they make a pneumatic oil too that you can probably, but it does not need to run on oil. You don't have to feed oil to this. Don't do that, because it'll plug up your valve. There's a valve body inside this, and you don't want to get that all sticky. So then you'd have to clean it with, well, you could do that with alcohol and rubbing alcohol in a cleaning stick, and that would get you. And I would use one of these. These work really good. So enough of that. So the answer is that this runs directly off of a compressor, and it can. And you could, if you have a regulator on your compressor, you could tweak it down using your regulator on the air compressor. So with that, that's probably enough said on this tonight. Once again, you can buy these gravers. Now this is my personal one, but these are all the same. This has got a grip on it so that you can hold your engraver, and it works beautiful. So these are a nice little setup for 350 bucks or whatever they are. If you go to the website, it'll show you, I think, just a hand piece. If you have your own regulator and air trap and so forth, all you need is a hand piece, and we sell just a hand piece, or you can buy it any way you want to buy it. It's all listed on our website, mybenchjeweler.com. Now, that's probably enough on this little deal here. So, I do have a couple new things I wanted to show you, and these are done, and they are $46 for a set of two, and they use high-speed steel. You can order carbide for another $8. They come pre-sharpened. What are these? These are push gravers, and they're designed so that you can undo these little screws. And I didn't bring an Allen wrench with me tonight, naturally, but you can unscrew these and you can slide this out up about 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. So you can adjust these gravers to fit your own hand. Now this one here is a flat edge graver, and very, very sharp. So let's see if we can bring the, let's see where are we at here now. Get that out of the way. Okay, now what these are used for are for jewelry designing, and or you could use them for engraving as well. But they are push gravers, and they are all aluminum, and we manufacture these, so they're made USA by us. We put a high-speed steel graver bit in it, pre-sharpened, and ready to go. So you get 2 gravers and 2 blades. Now the flat one is used, for instance, wrinkle cutting, and I'll just show you how to do that. Well, let's see if I can. Yeah, let's see if we can come out a little bit. No matter how I'm. Well, you just twist it like this. And this has got a and that would be a design on your leaf, or Black Hills Gold style leaves or feathers or anything like that. And they're well designed, believe it. These are nice gravers. So the other one is pointed to make bright cuts, and it's pre sharpened, very sharp, and it's got a mirror finish on it. So if you want it, now I'm not using the bench graver or bench clamp, but you can see how you can make a vein on a flower. See those? Yeah, they're there. So, and this is also a push graver, so you could, if you want, my camera is just not set right to show this, but what I need to do is come in this hand. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Left-handed. Yeah. I don't want to nail my fingers, but that's how it's done. And so if you want to put veins on a little leaf or something like that, that's how it's done. It's like that. And see if we can show that. That's not too bad for left-handed, and I'm not left. But let's see where right here. It leaves an incredibly beautiful, detailed cut. They're also used for bright cutting around jewelry settings, stone settings, and stuff like that, which is what I do a lot of. So, left-handed, a regal cut is done like this. A gentle forward push, and you wiggle it back and forth, and that's called a regal cut. These are $46 for a set of two with the graver blades, and you can, for a few bucks more, you can go ahead and get carbide. But bear in mind that if you go with carbide, a regular bench stone will not sharpen these. You'd have to go with a diamond bench stone. This is the normal length for your graver, and this is for, like I said, you can cut these down a little bit if you want, and you can lengthen them from the about here to up to about right here. So, and there's two screws that hold it in position, and those screws are on the side. I don't want them on the top because a lot of times people use the top, and I don't want those screws nailing you. So they're always on the side, right there, and work perfect. So I have a number of these ready to box and ship out. So if you want to buy one, like I said, they're $46, and I might even offer a couple sets on sale at the website mybenchjeweler.com. So, but this one can just clear out about this far yet, and this one can come out about that far. I cut this one down just for my own practical use. So, but when you get them, you'll get them with 2.5-inch blades. And if the blade's too long, you can grind the back of it off a little bit and shorten it down, and you still have from this distance to here to readjust, especially as you're sharpening it. But if you're using high-speed steel graver blanks like these are pre-sharpened for you, and you will break a tip point, and these will get dull. And the hills on these are pretty decent. I put a heel on both sets so that they cut at a lower angle, so you don't have to set up here like this, or well, you don't have to be so low. You can actually come up about here with these to make your gradient cut. All right, so these I don't know what they call them. The girls figured out a name for them, but you'll have to go to the website to see what they are. And if you like Mike you said, if you want to buy a set of these are probably the best little tool you'll invest in if you're going to do some jewelry work, design work, and you're doing leaves and feathers and stuff like that. These are just invaluable. You just almost have to have them. So, and you can buy a different way. You can go with just a wood handle, and you drill just a slight hole in that thing. You heat the back of this blade here to a cherry red, and you clamp this actually like that. You drill the hole here, you turn this cherry red, and you force this down, whoops, just like that. You'd force it down into the graver, the wood handle, and that would be another way to do it. And then you would have to grind your blades, and we sell these blades. I mean, we can set you up this way too. I just prefer the aluminum ones with the adjustable blades, so that you can adjust them any way you want to go. So, well, that's enough for tonight's video, and catch you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this one. This is very educational. Now I have another one coming up, and it's a customer's clock that he's going to mail it to me. He bought the oil kit. He spent a couple 3 hours cleaning his clock, did everything I told him to do, and he did it right, but it still won't run. So I'm going to troubleshoot that one. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to, when it gets here, I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot and show you why he couldn't get it to run. So that'll be a nice video for you clock people out there. So stay tuned for more videos to come, and hope you folks have a nice evening. Stay safe as always. Bless you all, and this is the Bench Jeweler saying good night.